The hidden politics behind the Council of Nicaea was 325 AD. The Roman Empire was in spiritual and political turmoil. After centuries of brutal persecution against Christians, Emperor Constantine had converted and declared religious freedom through the Edict of Milan. For the first time, the Christian faith was leaving the catacombs and entering the imperial palaces. But there was a problem. The church was divided. The great debate at the time revolved around the identity of Jesus Christ. Bishop Arius of Alexandria taught that Christ was not eternal like the Father, but a highly exalted creature, created at a certain point in time. Defenders of orthodoxy, led by Athanasius, argued that Christ was of the same essence as the Father, God from God, light from light, true God from true God. The streets were buzzing with discussions. On one side were the Arians, on the other the Nicenes. Churches were divided, families fought. Even soldiers argued over the matter. For Constantine, this was not just a theological debate. It was a threat to the unity of the empire. So, the emperor convened a grand council in Nicaea, in Asia Minor. More than 300 bishops from across the empire gathered in a historic assembly. But the atmosphere was not only spiritual, it was also a stage of power. Constantine wanted more than peace in the church. He wanted a unified empire under a common faith, one that would support his authority. The debates were intense. Sharp words echoed through the hall. Voices rose in defense of Christ as true God. Arius defended his position boldly, but Athanasius, still young, stood passionately, declaring, "If Christ is not true God, then there is no salvation, for only God can save." Meanwhile, Constantine observed, he was not a theologian, but a politician. What he wanted was a church that would not fracture, because a divided church meant a vulnerable empire. In the end, the decision was made. Arius was condemned, and the Nicene Creed was born, affirming the full divinity of Christ. It was a victory for orthodoxy, but also a victory for imperial politics. Christianity began to be shaped not only in deserts and catacombs, but also in the halls of power. The Council of Nicaea was more than an assembly of bishops. It was a meeting of faith and politics, the cross and the crown. Behind the theological debates, the future of Christianity and the stability of the great